Hello, and we are now live. Sorry, you ready? I
Yeah,
was going to say
good.
we're on time, but we're not on time. Never on
Oh,
time.
yeah,
So we are not talking paranormal today.
yeah.
We're talking everything but,
Hmm.
I think.
Yeah.
So,
Talking
right,
to normal.
first one. I'll start. So everyone knows that we both like food and we like eating, and there has been, and I think it's only like might be wrong. It's either the first or the second one in the UK. Popeye's chicken,
Oh no, you guys got a Popeyes?
and they were queuing about a mile and a half down the road to get in on like
Oh
a
my
Friday afternoon.
God.
I drove past it about a week ago. It was about
Mhm.
11 o'clock at midday time. No one, there's like one car in the car park.
Oh my God.
I'm
Overrated, dude. Overrated. And don't think that that is an accurate representation of American deep fried chicken, man. We have some
no,
good fried chicken, but Popeyes is awful. But
yeah.
it's funny though. It's like the hip thing now because you guys don't have it. It's new, right? Like, oh my
Mm,
God, what is
mm.
this?
Well, it's like Taco Bell. So in
Yeah.
Northampton, where I live, it's like just north of London.
Mhm.
All the Taco Bells is shared with KFC. So one
Mhm.
half is KFC, one half's Taco Bell. So
Yeah.
I think they're doing the franchise like that.
Yeah. We used to have
And
that back in the day.
yeah, when I was in the States, I was in Connecticut, and we went to Taco Bell. I
Mhm.
walked in, I was like reading the menu, and the
Mhm.
smell of the food. I'm like, no, walked straight back out. I went and bought, I went and
Oh
bought some
my
ramen dough
goodness.
instead.
Usually, that's like drunk food. You know, when people get out of the
Yeah,
bars and Taco Bell's still open. It's I hate it, man. Like I live in Ohio, and it's kind of we really don't have a lot of good, authentic places. You know, like that's
no,
why I like to travel to Rhode Island a lot, as many times as I possibly can, because Rhode
yeah,
Island's incredible, dude. They have, especially New England, even Connecticut, in some parts, they have a lot of
yeah.
authentic Mexican. You know, but Taco Bell is like
It
you
was
got to
just
be pretty
oh,
wasted to like that
the
stuff.
smell of
My
it.
yeah,
It was awful. I just walked straight back out and decided I'm not eating meat today.
or
It
whatever
put me
that
off that
was.
much.
Yeah. You know, the thing is with Taco Bell, man, they'll have like they did have this real crunchy taco. They had it like about I think it was last year. Incredible, really, really good stuff. But what they do though is
Yeah,
if they get something that's really sticks, that's popular, they'll just change it. Like they'll test
yeah.
it and then okay, then it's gone. And then fat people like me have to like, oh my God, what
What
am
are
I
we
gonna
gonna
eat
do?
now? Yeah, man. I can't
Terrible. But
substitute that.
yeah, I was explaining to someone the other day that no matter where you go or what you order in the US, you get pancakes, regardless.
As a
Even if
side, right?
even if you're getting a giant steak the size of a cow, you'll get
Yeah.
two pancakes or home fries or
Home
both.
fries, man. Over here we have what's called Waffle House, and it is
Yes.
sorely underrated. If you can get a good Waffle House meal with
Oh,
loaded hash, oh my God, it's incredible. I remember
yeah.
as a kid,
I went to Waffle House. I think it was the second place I went to eat.
did you like it?
Amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, man. And it's cheap food too. When I was a kid, I would be my best friend at the time. We would shovel walks and driveways for like 12 hours. Then at 4 in the morning, we would go get some Waffle House. It's
Yeah.
incredible, dude. It was like a ritual, man. It was a religious experience. But yeah, man, I'll tell you what's funny. I was recently watching a YouTube video about English people eating biscuits and gravy for the first time.
Oh, the KFC.
Yeah, yeah, they loved it. It was so funny, man. They were like, "What is
Well,
this? Oh my God!"
I don't get the biscuit thing.
Yeah. Okay, so if you can get a good, like really well-made biscuits and gravy, game
Yeah.
changer. Like sausage gravy, out of this world, out of
Well,
this world.
in the biscuit, just like shortbread biscuit.
It is, and most of the time they're very dry. They take all the moisture out
Oh,
of your mouth.
yes. You bite into it, it's like eating dust,
It's
but
bad. I
with
hate it.
flavor.
Yeah, it's like cornbread, man. I like my cornbread sweet. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? But I've had cornbread in the South where it just you gotta drink this just to chuck it down.
yeah.
It's not
But yeah,
good.
it's just. And when I went to grocery shopping, it was a big farm outlet. I don't
Mhm,
know. Farm something it was called. This is in Connecticut. And
mhm,
I just wanted to get some milk. So if I wake up in the night, I just swig some milk back.
mhm.
And you've got like 40 different types of milk.
Yep.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I went, have
2%.
you got any semi-skimmed? And everyone looked at me like I'd just landed.
Oh, it reminds me of a joke that I will not tell. I have to tell you after the show, but it's pretty funny.
Yeah,
But yeah, man, we got all kinds of stuff here. And it's just so funny to see the differences, in cultures too.
yeah,
Like one of my favorite places here to just sit down and have a beer was the pub. And when I go in there, it's made after your guys' bar. You know what I mean? It's all wooden. It's very nice. They
yeah,
have some imported beers. That's one thing I'm looking forward to. If I do end up speaking at the conference next year, having a pint with you, or as you guys call it, a pint. We call it
yeah,
just a beer.
yeah. Well, if you do get to come over, I'll take you to some classy places.
Classy place is sweet, man. I'll try to
Yeah.
dress up for it, man.
Oh, you don't need to do that. Just turn up.
Yeah,
They're not that classy.
some of the places you got thrown out or something.
Yeah, if you just say you're on tour, they'll let you in. You'll be fine.
Sweet, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like the style, man. I mean, here in the States, man, we have what are called dive bars. It's like a really low key place, and you have all these like 90-year-old people that are just pounding shots and stuff. I'm
yeah,
not really particularly attracted to that. I like, I don't know. I'm a big fan of dirty martinis. I love extra dirty vodka martinis. And there's only one place here in Dayton that I've found that has amazing martinis. But if I could
yeah.
find one of those where you're at, man, I'm set.
Yeah. Well, there's places I could make you one.
Oh, sweet, man.
It'd be a lot stronger than what you get anywhere else. Put it that
Oh,
way.
dude,
It'd be
it's so
triple,
tricky, man.
quadruple.
I was in Rhode Island with Chris Carr and Kristen Johnson. This has been about 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah,
And I like to think I can hold my liquor. But Kristen, bless her heart, she goes, okay. She goes, I'm going to make you a glass of sangria. I'm like, all right. And so I get a glass of sangria, bro. And I drank about 3 swigs of it.
yeah.
And I swear to you, I probably hand to God, I look around and a heat started moving from the top of my head down to my face, all the way down to my stomach.
Oh my god.
And I remember looking around in the net, and then Kristen's going like, okay, so here's the deal. I had I had a hotel, right?
Yeah,
I'm not realizing how lit I was. I had no idea. Like it hit me so hard, like I had to just sit down. I had to stay over that night. But so yeah. Anyways, but it reminded me of what you're talking about. But
yeah.
yeah, man, don't make it too strong.
Just all right. I'll do a couple and see what you think.
I'm down, man.
And
I'm down.
if you're still conscious after that, it's all good.
Man, what's your favorite food over there? Like, what's a dish that you guys have over there that we don't have that you really enjoy?
So
Beans.
beans on toast.
I've seen that. Is that a legit thing?
I grew up eating that.
Oh,
I grew
dude.
up. So I used to go to school, and I
Mm,
used to go. It literally the bottom is so the school was there. You walk up the street, you cross the road, and my granddad's house was there.
mm,
Probably 100 meters. So my mum would like go to my granddad's and look after him, like out clean the house and all that kind of stuff. So
mm.
I'd go home on my lunch break, dinner break at school. Beans on toast, probably every day for about 8 years.
Oh,
I'm not even
man.
joking.
I couldn't.
So,
I've never even thought about putting beans on toast. Stuff
but
like that. Like
I was just gonna say, I add garlic to it, jalapenos, chili flakes.
that
I
ain't bad.
spice it up a bit. So
Yeah.
a bit
Like
of barbecue sauce.
people have weird traditions, man. Like my grandpa, he grew up back in the day, man, and I remember one Thanksgiving he pulled out. This is hilarious. He got some apple pie and then put cheese on top of
Oh,
it. Yeah, freaking
that's a weird
disgusting.
thing here. People
Oh,
eat slices of apple and cheese.
yeah. No, I've actually had like grapes and brie cheese together, which that's, you know,
Yeah,
pretty
that's wine
classy
and cheese.
stuff.
Yeah, that's wine
Yeah.
and cheese, yeah, really.
But man, I've actually seen people put peanut butter in their chili. Like it's
Mm,
bonkers, dude, bonkers. Now I know I'm hating on it. I've never tried it. Maybe it's good, but it seems to me like I would be ashamed to tell people that I did it. It's kind of like, you know, like I'm one of those guys that are gonna put peanut butter in my chili and mash it up. Makes no sense to me, man.
no, I can't stand the smell of peanut butter. Someone opens a packet of
Really?
peanuts. I'm not allergic to it. Just the smell of it makes me feel sick.
Huh?
Peanut butter. Even if I have a karma, because it's got a
Yeah.
coconut in it.
Mhm.
I can't drink Malibu because it's got coconut. It's just the smell and taste of it. It's just awful. Just really don't. Never liked it.
Yeah, man. I used to be allergic to it, and so I would go to school. I would eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches all day long, dude. And then I would get a migraine, go to the hospital, go to the doctor, wondering what's going on. Finally cut it out, and now I have migraines for a different reason. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
yeah, but that's so funny, dude. Yeah, I really want to. If I do go over there, I where you're at, man, I really want to have a good dinner, man. Like, you guys have any good steakhouses there or anything?
Yes. There's one literally top of the road called Miller and Carter,
Mhm.
and you would have to get a mortgage out or sell a body part.
Yeah,
You're talking for just steak and chips or steak and fries.
right.
You don't want a bag of chips for your steak there.
Yeah, give me some ruffles, man.
Yeah, but
Lays.
these are like proper home, like proper thick potato
Mhm.
chips. You're looking cheapest about 45. So it'd be about $45.
Yeah, it's what it is over
And
here. The steak that I got at Smith and Walensky's was the black grade Wagyu. It was a hanging tomahawk, and I had made some money off of cryptocurrency, so I went out celebrating. Man, that was a pretty penny, but that thing was incredible. Like, I didn't want
yeah,
to eat it. I just want to like hug it. You know what I mean? Name it. So like dap it up. Like,
yeah.
hey, what's going on? You know what I mean?
This is where you fall out with me now. I'm not a big steak fan.
Really?
I would rather have a real burger.
Show's over.
Sorry, bud. I just I don't like it. I've tried it when it's like virtually still bleeding.
Mm,
Just don't
yeah.
like it. And I've had it. I've had like 3 or 4 different ways of cooking it, and I just don't like the taste of it.
Mhm.
It's either
Yeah.
too chewy or flavorless.
Yeah. We'll see about that. Maybe I'll have to recruit you and convert you
Yeah,
to
but
God's side.
I like fish.
Okay. Yeah, that's one thing I do like as well. And that one bar that not a bar, it's a restaurant, but it's called the Pub. They have really good fish and chips. You guys have like big fish. I like where the fish comes out. It's like that big. You know what I mean? Where it
Yes,
like
yeah, yeah.
covers the whole plate.
Oh, in the chippies round here, you can get the fish and chip shops.
Yeah.
See, I didn't think you had fish and chip shops over in the US, and then I went over, and there's quite a lot of them.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was
We got
quite
a
surprised.
yeah, man. Our seafood industry is pretty incredible. Like Rhode Island specifically. Rhode Island is the calamari capital of the world.
Yeah,
And so over there, man, it's crazy. Like I live in Ohio, and they give us Ohio prices. Like if you went to get a lobster,
yeah,
let's say a restaurant, you're looking at $30 easy, 30, 40, 50 bucks.
yeah,
You go to Rhode Island or Boston, my favorite place in the world, it's like 15, 20 bucks, man. Here you go. You want it? I'm like, yeah, you know. But that
yeah,
just goes to show you Ohio sucks.
yeah. I was going to say, when I lived well, long story short, I went to Dublin for a weekend and stayed for 6 months,
Well,
pretty much. So
well then, Andy. What
that
happened?
was, my mate was from over there, so we went for the weekend. We
Mm,
was getting flights on Ryanair for like £1.70. It was costing more in tax. It's costing like £15 return. And we went for a few days and thought, kind of like it. And wasn't really much going on over here for me. So I thought, do you know what? I went back. I spent it when they had the punt. It's before they got the Euro, so it was like 1999. I got a job in a nightclub. So this is going back 24 years ago. I was
were you a dancer, Andy?
No,
Be
unfortunately,
honest.
I could have done.
Be honest.
But I
Come
didn't
on.
wear out to anyone. So I was literally going around collecting ashtrays, empty glasses.
Okay.
At the time, it was £7 an hour, and I was doing 4 or 5 nights a week. Plus, you would get tips, so you change the ashtray and that, and people drop you a couple of quid or whatever. So he's coming out with about £300 a week in total. He's only doing like four nights, like from 9 in the morning till about 4 a.m. And then I got a job in a sports club right in the centre, just off O'Connell Street. Don't know if you know Dublin.
Not really. We're not tight. I mean, I've heard of them, but you know.
Yeah. So it was like right smack bang in the middle. I had to cross the Liffey every day to get to work. And it got to the point where I was living on cans of Red Bull. And that was it. Cans of Red Bull and a carton of soup from the cafe over the road for about 3-4 weeks. And it got to the point where every time I tried to speak, my mouth would move, nothing would come out. Then about 2 seconds later, some noise would come out my throat. So my voice wasn't in sync with my mouth. And it's because I was on the Red Bull and no sleep and just working 15-hour days. And yeah,
it was insane, man.
Madness. So I quit the nightclub job. I ended up just working in a sports shop. Then I got a job at don't know if you're out over there, a men's clothes shop called Envy. No, it's all like designer clothes.
No.
Yeah. I got a job there as a manager, and I thought, it'd be good money and good hours and that. I was better off in the sports shop selling trainers, runners, sneakers, whatever you call them. It was more money, so I thought I've had enough now. So it got to like Easter time, April, and middle to end of April. I thought, I'm going home, and I bought a ferry ticket for £10. All I had to do was walk down to the coach station in Dunleary, get the coach to Dublin Port, get on the ferry. That went from there all the way across to Anglesey in Wales. Then from there off there, then it took from me getting on the coach to getting back in my mum's house. It took 11.5 hours.
Not cool, man. That's a long
and I
trip.
slept across 4 chairs on the ferry in the gambling part.
Just you and all your Red Bulls, like just laying with you all empty.
Pretty much.
Oh my god,
that was a long weekend, very long weekend. I enjoyed it. I'm glad I did it. It was something different, but it's one of those where it's just, it's time to go back home now.
Definitely, man. I used to be a big Guinness fan. Did you ever have? First of all, the reason I say that is because I heard through a grapevine that Dublin has amazing Guinness.
Yeah,
like
it does.
Really good.
If you like, there's a distillery there, so you can go up in the tower and you can watch it being made. And you can try. I used to live around the corner from that, and I could not drink Guinness. Hated the taste of it. It's probably about as much as peanut butter.
Oh my goodness!
I know.
But honestly, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're okay. I'll tell you in a minute.
No, it's yeah, man. I don't like Guinness. I mean, if it's really cold and really fresh and really good, obviously I like it. But sometimes, man, it's like drinking oil, like WD-40 or something. Just like chug. It's like, ugh. Like my mouth's all like, what are you doing?
Yeah. Well, I used to drink Heineken, but
ooh, skunky.
It is a lot stronger in Ireland than it is in the UK. 2-3 pints, and I was on my way out. Over here, I could have 5 or 6 before I even feel anything. Massive difference.
Wow.
But there was a guy. So all the shops in centre of Dublin had security on the door, whether it was a record shop, clothes shop, even Subway had security on the door. And there's one guy called Aidan from Limerick, and he was doing security for the company I worked for. And literally 3 shops down, there's a club called Q Bar. It's called Q's anyway, whatever. And it was a pub, bar, stroke nightclub. And we go in there, and this Aiden, he's only like, he was 22, 23, but he looked about 50. He'd had an hard life. And he could knock back 4 pints of Guinness in less than 10 seconds. I'm not exaggerating. We thought he was having us, and he just gone.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that can chug it. I can't do that.
He'd have 20 of them, nothing, and just walk home.
That's insane, dude. There's a lot of people I know because my family on my mom's side has a history of alcoholism.
Yeah,
and they're all from Kentucky. And dude, I grew up with my aunts and uncles. We'd have family reunions. The first thing they do, man, is we go to the hotel.
Yeah.
They would pull out their chairs, lawn chairs. They put it right in front of the hotel floor, or right for the hotel door on the bottom floor. They pull out the cooler, and they would smoke cigarettes and drink beer until 4 a.m. every night. It was the funniest stuff, man. They're a wild crowd. But yeah, I mean, I heard that about the Guinness thing, man. And like I said, we have some decent beers here. People in the chat's like, God, shut up. But you know, it is what it is.
Yeah. No, it's I went. So when I came out, I came over for 10 days and pretty much went up and down New England. So started in New York, went to Connecticut, then it was Rhode Island, New Jersey, Massachusetts, went up to Boston, stayed over in Boston. Then we came back through New Jersey and that. And
dude, Jersey's gross, man.
We kind of just drove through it. I didn't know. First time I'd been there, I had no idea. I was just impressed that everywhere on the East Coast is named after everywhere in the UK.
Absolutely, yeah. Tewksbury, Massachusetts, all
New England. Yeah,
yeah, right. Ding, ding, ding. You know, it's incredible, man. I love New England. That's my favorite place in the world. So my ex, her name was Ellie, but anyways, Ellie was from Rhode Island, and so like when she moved to Dayton, once or twice a year we would have to drive from Dayton, Ohio, to Rhode Island or even Boston. Sometimes that's like a 13-hour.
I was gonna say it's at least 9-hour drive. That, isn't it?
Oh my god, dude, it's like 11 or 12. And I got lost in Jersey one time, and I was driving, and I had my app open on my phone, and it's like, your turn is coming up on the right. Nathaniel, your turn is coming up on the right, and I missed it. And then it was like rerouting, you idiot, rerouting, you idiot. And then it just went boom, and then I lost my signal, and then like I turned into New Jersey, and oh my god, dude, that was crazy. All of their cars are like this, literally, edge to edge, and I couldn't get out. It took like 30 minutes. Thankfully, my ex was asleep, so she didn't know I was being an idiot. Like when she woke up, I was like, "Oh, hello, how are you?" We're right on time.
Nothing to say.
Yeah. But man, that was a long drive, dude. And driving from, I'll tell you what though. Let me back up to this. I'll tell you what was absolutely breathtaking was being on the turnpike. I think it was Newark. And the sun was rising, and it's rising on the skyline of New York City. In Manhattan, it was beautiful. Yeah. But man, I love New England. That's my favorite place in the country.
Yeah. Well, when I was coming back, we got the hotel. I was quite impressed because we stayed in Chelsea, just off was it Main Street? So where Penn Station and all that is. It was up. So we was about, 2 or 3 blocks up on the opposite side from Madison Square Garden. So I thought, right, been around New York during the day, been to Times Square, the Red Steps, the clock, M&M's, all that, all around the theatre places and that. Was looking for the naked cowboy, but I think it was too cold. This was like March, so it was like 2 foot deep in snow. So we're walking around just taking photos, all that kind of stuff. And so I thought, right, I want to go have a look in New York during the night, see all the lights and that. So we'd gone down. Anyway, we got to a bar. It was on the block just before Madison Square. Thought, oh, we'll go in there. Irish bar. The only thing Irish about it was the fact that it said Irish bar above it.
It's like, yeah, it's like Patty's Pub or something. Like, what?
Yeah.
That's funny. Dude,
Yeah.
New York City's dirty, man. It was,
I did like New
anyway.
York. I did like New York.
You did or didn't?
I did, but I think I expected more from it.
Okay.
Cause it's like, I don't know, because we went, like I said, so we were staying in Chelsea. We walked down, we went down to Times Square and that. Then we went, is it downtown towards Central Park?
I think so.
So we ended up going in Central Park where all the boulders and that are, where Trump Tower and all that is, Columbus Circle.
Mm-hmm.
Is it? We went round there, went in the subway because they've got all like the market. They have like market stalls in the subway, don't they? And food places.
I'm just gonna act like I'm gonna act like I know and just.
Right. So anyway, if you go to Columbus Circle or Columbus Square, whatever it is, where Trump Tower is, you go into the subway there. It's like a market, just like market, all under on food and all that. And this, going back to the food again, got a waffle cone filled with Louisiana Cajun chicken and seasoned fries. That was got to be one of the best foods I've ever had. Yeah,
man,
I've never had that before. Nice, just melted in your mouth.
Really,
yeah.
Man. Okay. So when I got married, which I'm not married now, obviously, but after I got married in Newport, Rhode Island, on a boat. It's really cool. It's a big schooner. Anyway, so me, my ex, my family, her family, we all took a trip to New York City. And I like New York City. It's just like my heart's in Boston. I love Boston. I like the cobblestone streets. I went to
Boston as well, but I'll tell you about that in a moment.
Yeah, man, that's where my heart is.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, New York. I'll tell you what's funny, dude. What's on? The first time I went to New York City with Ellie, we were there, and anyways, we went to this parking garage, and we had this little Honda Civic, right? And we get in this parking garage, and I look, and there's a brand new Rolls-Royce Wraith to my left.
Yeah.
It's got the bumper brawl on the front and back, and then there's another Rolls-Royce Phantom behind it. And so there's this guy who was from Africa, super, super cool dude.
Yeah.
And he had the thick accent. He goes, "All right." He goes, "You like that Rolls-Royce?" I said, "Yeah, of course." He goes, "You wanna go inside?" I said, "Of course." So he gave me the keys, let me start it, and just kind of look at it. It's incredible. He said that I don't know who owned the building. I don't know if it was Donald Trump. I don't know who owned it, but he said that there was a mogul that owned that whole skyscraper, and that he parked some of his cars in that parking garage. So he had like 2 or 3 Rolls Royces just in that little parking garage. But New York City, I like New York City. It's just packed, and it's a little bit too dirty for me. I mean, compared to Boston, which is I think I like Boston better, me personally. But what do you think?
Yeah, well, it's easy to get about in New York because it's all on a grid and it's all one-way system. So you've got the main road, Main Street, whatever. Then everything else is zigzagging across like that from top to bottom. So that does make it a lot easier, and easier when you from the UK and you're trying to cross a road.
Yeah, right. Yeah. It's not happening.
I actually knew which way to look. But when we went to Boston, one of the guys that we met up with, he worked he's a federal agent. He did deportation. So we managed to park the car in the Coast Guard station. And I was expecting the Coast Guard to be like it is in the UK, a little shed, not a massive fort protecting Boston from the rest of the world, which is pretty much what it is. So we parked there, and the roads were dead quiet, and no one explained anything to me. And then I found out afterwards, it's all underground driving.
Yep. It's incredible. I mean, Boston is unbelievable.
So I was thinking, where is everyone? It's so quiet. This is like a Thursday afternoon or Thursday midday. And no one about.
Yeah, that's funny. I've seen so many things in Boston, man. Like when I first started dating my ex,
Yeah.
her stepfather was the lead maintenance man at the Berklee College of Music. And so they gave me my
Right.
own studio apartment for a week. And
Yeah.
so I'm in that apartment, man. I'm downtown Boston. So we would go to this restaurant called Top of the Hub, which was a jazz place, but it was a high-end restaurant. It was 52 stories high in what's called the Prudential Center. And so you're
Yeah.
looking around and it's all glass. So you're looking around and you see nothing but the skyscrapers in the Boston Harbor.
Yeah.
Um, Absolutely incredible, man. I remember getting like my first time in Boston. It's funny. Um, I was walking, I think it was on Hemingway. I was trying to get me a cheeseburger. And this British guy, all right,
Yeah.
he gets out of the cab and he starts peeing on the ground right in front of me. And I'll never forget what he said. Look away, mate. Look away. Look away. Under my high, I'm thinking, what am I doing? What's going on here? But
Yeah.
Boston's incredible, man. I love Boston, and I want to move there, man. I'm trying to get out of Ohio. Ohio is
Yeah.
like the least inspirational state, and
Really.
so yeah, man. I don't like it, but it is what it is.
Yeah. So I've just got the pictures up from when I was at Boston.
Mhm.
So there's a restaurant called Dick's.
Okay.
Have you been?
There's a place in Cincinnati called Dick's Last Resort.
Oh, yes. So I'll
Yes.
just show you the.
Oh my God. Yeah. Dick's Last Resort. Yeah. I heard they have really good food.
But don't they talk to you like crap?
Yeah, they treat you.
Yeah, it's
They
one of
treat
those
you.
where they treat you like you've just stood in somewhere.
Oh yeah. And then like some people, I'll tell you what's funny. I've seen videos on YouTube where like they'll bring like grandma there and grandma doesn't know the situation.
Yeah,
And they
yeah, I've
treat her
seen
like,
that.
like crap. And she's like, what's going on? I can't believe this. But I heard they had good food, man. So I'm trying to hit that up here soon, hopefully.
Yeah, and
Ugh.
then I went to one of the best shops I've ever been in my life.
Mhm.
So it's called Best of Boston.
Okay.
So the front of it doesn't do it any justice.
No, it doesn't.
But I bought some Bigfoot socks in there, and it's got. You look at the front; it just looks like a bit of a
Right.
tack shop sort of thing, like the like the $1 store. It kind of looked like that. As soon as you go in and you pass the first two rows, it's got cryptids and all your
Really?
DC, Marvel, and everything in there.
Nice, man.
Because I'm a bit of a DC fan, and I got a Flash, the pop heads.
Mhm.
So I got that, and I got Venom for my son, and it's worth a lot more now than what I paid for it 4 years ago. Put it
That's
that way.
good, man.
So yeah, and
Boston
then
has everything, man.
the only thing that let me down was this place.
Uh-oh. Crocs.
It's like 2-3 floors of Crocs.
Oh my God. Everything's bigger there, man. Like I went to an
Yeah,
Under Armour store in Boston one time, and I don't even like Under Armour, you know what I mean?
yeah.
It's huge, it's massive. But I'm trying to think. There's a place in Boston called Quincy Market. I don't know if you hit that place up when you were there.
Is that the indoor one?
Yep, lined with
Oh,
different kiosks and food vendors.
is that it?
I think so. Yeah. It's inside. Yeah.
I got a Philly cheesesteak. Philly cheesesteak, is it?
Yeah. Did you like it?
Yeah, a lot of and the cheese was like dripping off.
Yeah,
And
it's
they
cheese
do
whiz, I think.
I can't pronounce it. Chem coldra, is it? The
I
soup,
don't
the
know.
stew, the broth. Chew.
Chowder?
It's whatever it is.
Dude, it took me I had to make quite an effort to figure out what that was, my friend.
Chem coldra or something.
I love you, dude. You're hilarious. I was like, what? Man, yeah, so check this out. So being a Buckeye, which is what we're called in Ohio, when I first visited Rhode Island even, I went into this place called Iggy's on the
Oh,
water.
so I've
And
just found the
there we go. Boston chowder. Yeah. Go over there with your khakis. Don't forget your khakis over there.
yes. I was told about that.
Yeah, man. But yeah, they have different kind of chowders too. They have like a red chowder, a white chowder, a corn chowder.
Oh, this was white, and I swear to God, it looked like something after a night out. It
Yeah.
was, and that's the same place where I got the Philly cheesesteak from.
Mhm.
But yeah, didn't put me off too much.
It's
But I
not
did
bad.
go to Mike's Pastry.
Oh my God.
You've got to have been in there.
Oh my God. Yeah. Let me try to. I'm gonna find a picture
That
for you.
is, once
Like,
I tried the food in there, I did not want to come back. I would
no,
have
man.
camped outside that Mike's for the rest of ever.
Oh man. Like people have done that. Like I was there in the summer one time. The line was out the door. So like they make
Yeah.
their what are they called? Oh my
So
God. What is it?
I've got they've got them. That was the only photo that I
Yeah.
took because I was trying to take sneaky photos without the staff seeing me.
Mm-hmm. Trying
But
to
they
find a
do
picture of them.
I can't remember what they're called, like a pastry when they've got all the different coloured stuff,
Yeah, I know. I
cream
can't figure it out
down the
either.
middle.
Um, anyways, yeah, but yeah, they make their chantilly cream. So I'm gonna put this up there for everybody to see. Look at
Yes.
that.
Oh
That's
my,
called
they
a.
are.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That is a lobster tail, but that's chantilly cream inside, which incredible, dude. Absolutely incredible. But that's why I want to live there, man. Like, there's a place in Boston called Beacon Hill,
Yeah.
and in Beacon Hill is the most photographed street in the world. They said it's a little brick road, and it's like you can get like an apartment for it's really expensive, like $1 million or something. Like it's really expensive if you buy it. If you rent it, it's like maybe
Yeah.
5 or 6 grand a month, but it's worth it. You're right there. You just walk out,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's incredible. But there's also a place in Boston called Del Frisco's Double Eagle Steakhouse, and I went there for a Christmas dinner, and I'm at the bar.
What's the name of it?
Del Frisco's Double Eagle Steakhouse.
Is that the one on the way out and it's on like a little retail park?
I believe so. Yeah, yeah. There's I think 2 or 3 of them there.
I've
One
been
of
to
them.
that one.
Yeah. Did you like it?
I got a backdoor burger.
Oh yes.
I
That's what's
I
up,
had to
dude.
unbutton my trousers. I couldn't breathe. I had
Yeah,
to unbutton
dude.
my trousers to get out. I put on about 2 stone. I'm
You're
not
like,
even
shh.
joking. I'm like,
Yeah.
and I still had the pancake and home fries to eat. That was just from the burger. But I swear the burger was like that.
Right.
It
Incredible food,
wasn't
man.
one hand, it was 2 hamburger.
I'll tell you what, man. Like, so there I was, and it was during Christmas time. They had their Christmas dinner, which I didn't even think it. I thought they were gonna have their regular menu. They
Yeah.
did, but they also had a Christmas special, which was a prime rib. And I'm not exaggerating, man. Like the prime rib covered the entire plate. It was this big.
Yeah.
And you know how a good filet mignon has that char on the side of it, that crust on the side? They charred their prime rib, so it had that crust on it. The best piece of meat I've ever had in my life. It was absolutely untouchable.
Yeah.
Hoping to get one of those here soon when I visit.
Yeah.
I'm dreaming about it.
That place, that burger place, it's like, I'm just gonna get like I'll just get a cheeseburger or a buffalo burger or something. Yo,
Yeah.
do you like a stack?
Hmm.
And it was a stack, but it was also 5 times wider than it was high. And it was only $20. It wasn't even that
Right.
expensive.
I bet that
I
was
thought
killer.
this is gonna cost at least 40. It's like no $20 for the set meal.
Hmm.
And
Good
I
stuff.
honestly I couldn't breathe. I could not breathe. I could not breathe.
That's a good feeling, though. I mean, there are a lot worse things to not breathe over. You know what I mean? If it's a
Oh yeah,
cheeseburger, you're doing good. But
yeah.
I'll tell you what, though, man, inflation over here in the States is skyrocketing. Like we have a place called Five Guys and Fries,
Yes, we have
and
Five Guys over here.
great stuff, great food, I think. But dude, like it used to be maybe 12, maybe $11 for the burger. Now it's like I don't know what it is now, like $15. What's your like? One day I got 2 burgers and a milkshake and a fry that cost me $30.
That's probably about right. I've never
Yeah.
been, but I know a lot of people that have. And you're talking 12, 15 pound dollars just for a burger.
Yeah. It's insane,
Just a single burger.
It's good stuff. But I don't know, man. It's hard to rationalize that.
Yeah. I do like going to these dirty, out the way grease
Yeah.
spoon places. There that you get more flavour from them and better value.
Oh yeah, man. Some of those guys know how to throw down.
Yeah. But
And
no, it is good.
uh-oh.
Oh, you're back. Houdini.
Yeah, man. I bilocated for a second. I'm back now, guys. Here I am.
Yeah. Calones? At Mikey's. Calones.
Colonies?
Them pastry things. Sure they're called calones. You cannot get them over here.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, the name just come to me then. I'm like, oh, could just eat one right now.
What is it again? A colony? A colony?
Cologne.
I don't know.
Calone. I'll have a look while we're chatting.
I think I know what you're saying. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, man. But dude, Boston's incredible. I'm trying to think of some other stories. I mean, I'll tell you what happened one time. My ex's mom, she had to work. She worked in Rhode Island.
Yeah.
So we took the train from Rhode Island to Boston, and it's like in January.
Yeah.
There's ice everywhere, and we had to walk from the train station all the way to downtown Boston. And I can still remember being very angry about it, and I was throwing a fit. And I can still remember taking a step, and when I'm complaining, and man, I can't believe this. This sucks. And then cannoli.
Yeah. Don't ask. It's been a long week.
I was like, colony, a colony.
I was close. I got the letters right, just wrong order.
I'll tell you what's so funny though. Like in my mind, I'm like, I know what he's saying. I just can't put the letters together and make sense of it. Yeah, man, those are incredible. Oh my god. Anyways, yeah. So there I am. I'm complaining, man. I'm frustrated. It's literally like maybe 10 degrees outside. And in mid-sentence, my foot hits a patch of black ice. And dude, I went airborne. And I'm in midair, still complaining. Can't believe this sucks. Bam, dude, I hurt my back. That was not good. But anyways, yeah, Boston has a place on my heart. The thing is with Boston, man, like the wealth there is deceiving. Like I went to an authentic Colombian restaurant one time, and it was supposed to be a part of the bad part of Boston, but it wasn't. Like I'm eating the food there, and all of a sudden this brand new Bentley Continental pulls up. And a businessman, so it's very blended, which I really enjoy.
Cool. Have you ever been to Salem, like the witch trials place? Yeah, Massachusetts.
Supposed to go. I have a lot of friends that live there, but I haven't been. Have you been there? Did you go there?
Yeah, went for the day. Went on the way back to Connecticut. That was when we did went for all the different states coming back, and we went. We didn't go in, but we went to go in the museum. It's like a little shop in that. It is a little shop. This room's bigger. And the museum, it's like 15-minute tour for like $20. It's a bit steep because we went to the Mark Twain house as well in Connecticut. And that was $20, and that was like a 2-hour tour. So if you weigh the two together, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
A little bit different. But we went into Salem, got a few photos in that, and we drove into Salem Cemetery. Massive, massive place. So got a load of photos, a couple of videos. Didn't pick anything up. And then we drove down to the house out of Hocus Pocus, which is right. So you drive down, it's right on the bank of the river.
Okay.
So stood outside, got selfies and what have you. It's one of them, isn't it?
I'll tell you what, man, not to get into paranormal at all, right? But I had a good friend of mine that went and stayed. Okay, first of all, he didn't believe in any of this stuff. No spirits. He was just kind of like he was an atheist. He didn't believe in anything. Like, he didn't believe in God. Didn't believe in
Yeah.
spirits, the afterlife. He took his family there on vacation, and he was in a hotel, and he didn't realize it was like allegedly the most haunted hotel in that city. And he said, dude, he goes, we went to say, this is funny. He's very, 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 he's like, we went to say our prayers one night.
Yeah.
He's like, in mid prayer, he said, I felt someone walk by and grab my shoulder and shake it. He said, dude, we checked out that night. I was like, what? Scared the crap out of him. Yeah, but man, again, New England is so cool. I love it.
Yeah.
There are parts of it, like I've never been to Vermont or Maine. I've heard that area is beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, we was gonna go to Maine, but it was a toss up between go to Maine for the day and then the next day drive back to New York and me get my flight back, or stay in New York for a couple of days.
Mm-hmm.
So chose New York. But I made a mistake in New York. So we've been to Boston. So I had that Boston hat on what I got in the market. And I'm walking around New York with a Boston hat on. The abuse I was getting from cab drivers was unbelievable.
Yeah, dude, they are bitter rivals to the end.
Wow.
Oh,
I could not believe it. No one told me. None of the American people that were bothered to tell me what was going on.
It's incredible. I'll tell you what, man, like, you hear stories about New York when you're growing up, don't make eye contact with people. They're all mean. They're all just, it's not really true. I forget which comedian said this, and I hope I get it correct. It said that in New England, people are mean, but they are kind. Yeah. And I think it was like in the South, they are kind, but they are mean. In other words, like one guy will say, like I think the analogy was if you broke down, people in New England would be like, oh my God, you idiot, you broke down. Oh my God, really? What a bomb. Yeah. And then they'll help you. Meanwhile, in the South, it's like, oh, bless your heart. And they'll just drive on by. That's really how it is, man. I mean, like I've met a lot. I'll tell you what, though, dude, like the reason I love New England, especially Rhode Island, is it's mixed. It's like a mixed bag of nuts, dude. They've got all kinds of people there. A lot of Italians, Greek, Lebanese. You can get virtually any kind of cuisine you want. You know, like when I was in Rhode Island last time, it was so cool because I updated what's called Uber Eats. I don't know if you guys have that there, but I updated my Uber Eats, and dude, it was like Christmas Day, my friend. Ding, 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 and I'm looking at this. I'm going, oh my God, yeah. Oh man, no more Taco Bell.
Well, I used Uber last night, but we won't go about that. It was good. It was very nice. I actually finished it off today.
Really? Was it? You said Taco Bell?
No. It's a place called Rio's.
Okay.
They do chicken and rice box.
Oh, nice.
So it's just a little square cardboard box, like you get noodles, and it's packed with rice. And you see, it's a bit like Nando's. You get a different, very extremely hot, mild, lemon and garlic, lemon and herb, and then couple of the others, southern fried and something else.
Did you get a Coloni?
No, I couldn't pronounce it then. So we just got chicken and rice with extra chicken, and it doesn't look a lot until you empty it out into a bowl, and it just
man, I like that, dude.
It's so nice.
Our portions up here in the States, I mean, sometimes like a Cheesecake Factory, for instance, you order something and you're thinking, okay, it's going to be a small meal. No, dude.
I've got a story about a cheesecake.
Okay,
carry on.
No, I'm just saying, man, like it's the portions over here, and it's no wonder why I don't know. It's just, But anyways, go ahead.
Right. So before I went over, one of the people, they ordered me a cheesecake from a cheesecake place in Connecticut, and they had it shipped over to the UK. Now, they didn't tell me that they was doing this. I got in, and there's a massive cardboard box. You could have got a kid's bike in this box.
Wow.
Right, so I opened it up. There's a cheesecake, 18-inch diameter. It's at least 3 inches deep New York cheesecake.
Oh my God.
So it was freeze dry. It was in the dry ice packaging and
Mhm.
polystyrene. Anyway, I was house sharing. My mates, yeah, 3-story house, 5 rooms. So there's 5 of us living there,
Mhm.
and we was all eating it constantly, and it took about a month for it to go.
Oh my God.
It
I love
was
it. I
you have
love it.
one piece, and you're like, oh, you couldn't move for a week.
Yeah,
But
it's so
proper
rich
white
too.
throughout. They're massive.
I love
I
it, man. There's
could
like
not believe it.
at Del Frisco's, back to that place for a fleeting moment.
Yeah,
They make their own cheesecakes, man, and they're not small. I mean, actually I don't know. I think they are. But the problem is that it's not that they're big, it's they're small, but they're really expensive because they make them in house. And like there's 2 kinds of cheesecakes, right? Like there's one that's very thick, you have to cut it or something, you know what I mean? The
yeah,
other one is actually whipped. And so
yeah,
you can take a fork. That's my favorite. That's what they have at Del Frisco. You can just take it. It's like cutting through a cloud.
yes.
Oh, it's incredible. I
Yeah,
love it,
well,
man.
this one that I got sent was like concrete. It was so heavy and rich and thick.
Nice.
It was just
Nice.
took forever. But I know, yeah, the ones that you're on about, it's like mousse.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good. Oh my God, it
Yeah,
makes me want one right now. We don't have that in Ohio, but I would like drive all the way there. It's 12 hours just to get that cheesecake. My fat self, man.
what is the what is I can't even say the place you're from.
Ohio?
Ohio.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
What's it like for someone that's never
A
been?
lot of, oh my God. So we have different portions of it. Cincinnati is down by a river, and
Yeah.
it's a pretty big city. I mean, it's nothing like Chicago, obviously, or Boston, nothing like that.
Right.
But it's really nice. I like it. But Ohio mainly is just a bunch of cornfields and Bud Ice is what a lot of people drink out here.
Right.
Bud Ice and what's called Natty Light. Um, it's just it's a lot of cornfields, a lot of farming communities.
Yeah.
That's why I'm trying to get out, man. I want to move to Florida or New England. But I'll tell you what, Florida. You ever been to Florida?
No.
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 Okay,
We nearly went. That was
dude.
another
So
nearly.
I went to Florida on my honeymoon, and I swear to you, it was so hot. And again, I'm a Buckeye, so I didn't know heat. I thought I did, and it does get
Yeah.
hot here in Ohio. But I'm talking like I got out of the car, I ran to the beach, looking around, and within 5 minutes, my skin started hurting. And you
That
could
hot.
smell it. Yeah, I smelled something burning, and it was me. And I'm like, oh my God. And then one night, I didn't pay attention, and I got sunburned. And
Yeah.
like I had like a tan line for like a year. It would not go
Wow.
away. That's how hot it is there, man. But it's nice. I like it.
Yeah. Well, we was going to go. That was one of the options that we had. So it was either drive from Connecticut down to Florida and then back. So it's a 23-hour drive down to Florida because we was going to
Yeah.
go to Disney World.
Mhm.
Because the people that I was with knew people that worked there, so they could get us day tickets. Free, pretty much everything is like going to cost $20 for the day, as opposed to
Wow.
$200 or whatever. So I was like, 23 hours is a long drive. That's without stopping. That's just,
Dude,
and
yeah.
then so we'd drive down there, spend about 12, 15 hours in Orlando, then drive straight all the way up to JFK, and then get my flight back. So I thought, no, we'll spread it about a bit and do Boston and Massachusetts and Rhode Island and all that.
Yeah.
I'm
It's a
kind of
better
glad I
flight.
did, but then kind of regret that I didn't do Florida as well.
23 hours in a car. Oh my God. I'll tell you what killed me though, from like driving from Ohio to Rhode Island were the toll booths. And I got a story
Yeah.
about that. I was new to toll booths. We don't have them here in Ohio or anywhere near us in Ohio. And so I'm driving back from Rhode Island in my BMW, and I'm driving.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, I'm skipping all these toll booths, bro. Suckers. I swear to God, dude. I got a bill for $1,500.
I was gonna say nice big bill when you got in.
Oh my God, dude, I could not believe it. And yeah, I felt like an idiot. And I called them. I'm like, Easy Pass? Hello, this is Nathaniel. And I explained
Yeah.
my predicament. They were laughing. They're like, yeah, you don't get around, do you? I'm like, not really. So I ended up having to buy an Easy Pass for $50. And then they wiped it all away.
Ah, right. Yeah. It's like showing commitment, isn't it?
Dude, no one's stopping me. I'm driving through them, bro, blistering, man. And then my
And
ex is
they're
like,
all stood at the house waiting.
yeah, dude. They sent me a picture of my license plate. Here you go. And I'm like, because you can't deny that. Like, that's you, isn't it?
Oh, we
That's me.
get that all the time, man. And that was another thing that got me. You guys get caught speeding, you just get a fine.
Mhm.
Oh, we get points. 3 points.
Really?
You can only get 12. Think that's it. Game over. Or down to whatever the judge says. But yeah.
It's weird over here. There was a guy that I used to work with about 10 years ago. And he had a bad problem with alcoholism. And he lost his license, but he had like 6 or 7 DUIs, which we would call DUIs, driving under influence.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at him at work like, dude, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Like, you gotta stop this. You're gonna kill somebody. And finally, they just like, okay, fine, you're done.
Yeah.
Which is good, but you know, sometimes I have seen that. But yeah, I mean, that's funny. They found me, dude, $1,500, and I'm sitting there like trying to pay for a wedding and everything, and I'm freaking out, man. I'm like, what? Because I'm thinking I have to pay this, you know?
Yeah.
It was nerve-wracking.
So another thing that got me, we've got some questions as well, but we'll do them in the second half, was driving up the freeway, as you call it. It's like you don't even have a proper central reservation. It's just like grass that drops down and comes back up. There was nothing solid in the middle to stop you crossing over. That kind of messed my head up a bit. And then you've got people are just building houses on the banking at the side. You can see like log cabins through the trees and pickups and trucks and
absolutely, bro, absolutely.
It's like, what the hell?
It's not that, dude. There's a okay. First of all, this is another thing. Okay, as much as I love Rhode Island, their roads are awful. Like in the driving, like and forgive me, everybody that's listening. Listen, if I say something about your state or something, correct me. I'm not a mean guy. I promise. Maybe I have to visit that and get more understanding out of it.
Yeah.
But man, when I first went to New England, I was with my ex, and we were on the highway, and this girl was doing 85 miles an hour.
Right.
And in New England, their police cars are unmarked, most of them. So all you see is this SUV parked on the side of the road or on the side of the highway, and she's flying, dude, and I am white knuckled, and she's laughing out. And they're called mass holes, is what they call themselves. That's what I was told. Because of the way they drive, which is absolutely crazy, man. I mean, I remember driving in Rhode Island getting cut off, but they'll let you cut them off too, so it's kind of funky.
Oh, right. That's strange. Yeah, and you have the 5 mile, like, so over in the UK, you've got the main, we've now, in a lot of residential areas, you've got 20 miles an hour, but before that, it was 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. So 30 residential, 40 carriageway, 50 you're out in the sticks a bit, single track, 60 if it's dual carriageway, and then 70 for the motorways. And that's it. But you've got like the 55s and the 35.
Yeah, 35s, 55, 70s. Pretty much it. But yeah, it's crazy, man. Like, here's what's weird though, and especially New England, because of the amount of snow they have, the amount of salt they have to lay down. Dude, there are potholes bigger than me out there. Like they're like sinkholes, dude. They're not potholes; they're sinkholes.
It's getting like that here. It was really that bad. You have to drive on the wrong side of the road to avoid them.
I have a buddy of mine that has this big truck, and He was in Rhode Island, or no, he was
Yeah.
actually in Dayton. Something similar, and he was driving. He would swerve, right, trying to miss the manhole covers. His car is doing this. He got pulled over. The cop side of him was like, "Dude, I don't know what you're doing, but you can't do that." He's like, "I'm just trying to, I don't want to
Trying to,
kill my car or anything."
yeah, trying to not buckle it.
Yeah.
Well, it's just straight. So yeah, they need to sort them out anyway. But I was going to say, someone mentioned something, and I was going to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't know. Can't think. Sorry, it's gone.
No worries, man. No worries. But yeah, I'm trying to move out there, man. I would love to live in Rhode Island. I think the people are
Yeah,
awesome. They're just, especially the Italians out there, man. Like when I go to Rhode Island, I stay with my buddy Chris Carr.
yeah,
He loves me to death. I'll just sleep on the couch, man. It's so cool. I'll just show up, sleep on the couch for a week.
yeah,
But they have a place called Federal Hill, which is their little Italy,
yeah.
and for like a mile long almost, all you have are Italian restaurants back to back. So what I would do when I travel, when I go there, I'd get up at 11. I'd meet them at the restaurants when they open.
Yeah.
And I would order food, dude. From 11 a.m. to 4, I would just sit outside at the patio, just, talk to the bartenders, have martinis, a few drinks. And then from like 5 to 8, me and my friends would just go to different restaurants. I would get like an appetizer at one place,
All right.
an entree at another. It's pro, man.
Why not?
Why not, man? And one time I went to what's called Constantina's Vienda, and incredible, dude. I got a chicken parmesan that covered the whole plate, lobster ravioli, calamari. Oh,
Yeah.
getting worked up.
Nice.
I have to go get Taco
Well,
Bell.
I've eaten it. You're making me hungry.
Yeah, and I can't get it. I have Taco Bell here, so it's like, oh crap. I mean,
So
chicken parmesan or a soft taco.
nice. There's one thing that I was gutted about when I was over there that I didn't get to see. Raccoons. Not
Really?
one. I was checking in the rubbish everywhere,
Mhm.
or like different places where there might be one. And everyone's like, you got to be careful because you got rabies. I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to get that close. I'm
No.
ready for grabbing one and bringing it home with me.
Oh man, they're cute. They're cute guys, but man, they're destructive. We had a couple of them that lived in our roof at my old house.
Yeah.
And so you'd see them, man. They would scurry. They look around, and they dive in, dude. It's so funny. It really is. And plus, I'll tell you what, their babies are adorable though.
Yeah.
Really cute guys. The problem is, man, their claws are like that long.
I know. I like my fascination is the little hands because most animals have paws, but they've got little tiny human hands.
Yeah, and
it's
they hold
just
stuff.
it's
And
awesome. Yeah.
I saw a video of a guy that he feeds like I don't know what to call it, like a litter, a herd, but it's like I'm talking like 30 raccoons a day. They'll all come around and he'll hand out food to them. We have at my dad's place we have he has a shed, and underneath the shed we have a groundhog. You guys have groundhogs there?
No.
Okay.
No.
Imagine
The nearest thing we got to that is like a polecat or a ferret.
Okay, yeah, we have those.
Yeah.
But mostly they're pets. But the groundhog, imagine a massive rat.
Yeah.
Or a massive gerbil, and he's got teeth that stick out like this. And so like we'll come home at night and stuff, and the lights will flash on, and you'll see his eyes, and he'll just be sitting there staring at you. It's really funny.
Yeah. I've seen some possums, but they were dead side of the roadkill.
Yeah, those things are ugly.
I thought they was quite, even though they were dead, they were still quite cute.
Really?
I don't know. Might just be me being a bit sick and twisted, but yeah.
Tell you what, man. Years ago, I had an apartment on the other side of town, and I remember like 3 in the morning on the weekend, I was just sitting out drinking a beer at my steps.
Yeah.
And I'm looking, and I hear something moving in. I look down, and there are like 3 or 4 skunks at my feet. Move,
Oh.
you know what skunks are, right? They're moving right next
Yeah.
to me, and I was paralyzed, dude. I'm thinking, oh my God. They were like eating bugs and stuff, but one wrong move, Nate would have been a stinker for life.
Yeah. Yeah. And it doesn't wash off easy, does it?
No, no,
It
not at all. You
stays
have
for
to put
quite a
like
while.
peanut butter and stuff on just to make it
Yeah.
smell better.
Like spirit.
Yeah, dude. It was funny, man. You know, we have a lot of different animals here. Um, it varies, you know. Like if you go to Tennessee, they have different snakes. Some of my family was going to buy a place in Tennessee. They have a lot of stuff. I was in. I'll tell you what we have that's really crazy. But when I was in Boston, they had roaches that were that big,
Oh,
that big. I
I've
saw
seen them
one.
that big in Spain, but
Oh yeah, dude.
that
Like
was it.
it was on a sink. One was on a sink, and
Yeah.
it flipped, and when it hit the ground, you could hear it. I
Solid.
was, yeah, I was gone. You know, like,
Yeah.
ugh, yeah.
Well, I won't go into full details, but I gone to Fortaventura in the Canaries, and I was staying on my own. I gone with my brother and his missus. I was one side of the resort, they was the other,
Mhm.
and I come back, and I was on the ground floor, so I bars at the window, so I'd leave my window open all the time. Just got in bed, drinking from about 2 in the afternoon. This is 4 in the morning,
Oh
so I
my.
got in bed and could hear like.
Oh no.
I'm like, oh, really?
Mhm.
And I looked, and the curtains were on my left. I could just see that at the bottom of
Oh
the curtain.
God, no.
But
Ugh.
you're having a lot, and that was like that. It was. So I'm fighting with it. I'm spraying deodorant on it, everything, smashing it, and any
Deodorant.
curtain. Yeah, the
Smell
lot.
better.
I'm trying to poison it and everything. The lot.
Oh
So
my.
killed that one. This
Mhm.
time, sweats and everything. So I thought, right, gonna get back in bed. Got back in bed, and there's a round lampshade on the ceiling.
Mhm.
So I look up, and there's two coming out the edge of that. Oh,
That's a
not
no from
again.
me, dog. That's a no
So
from me.
I'm not trying to get that out of the lamp to kill it. I was screaming. Someone must have thought that someone was being murdered. There's loads of screaming at me, coming from me. So I managed to get that one. I thought, I'm not doing it a third time.
Mhm.
I went through all my clothes, pockets, my socks, shoes, the lot to make sure there's no more. 5:30 in the morning, I finally went to sleep.
Oh my
And
God,
even then, I'm like, trying to keep
dude,
my eyes open, looking
that
around.
thing that thing had a mortgage and a family, didn't it, bud? That
It
thing
was
was huge.
awful. Yeah, didn't leave that window open again.
No, man, I've seen some of that. Like out here in the country, we have a lot of field mice.
Yeah,
And even though they're not as creepy and as nasty as roaches, it's still like when you're in bed at nighttime and you can hear them moving and squeaking. It's like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? I hate that.
yeah. You're looking for it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Strange stuff.
yeah. Right. Do you want to go for? Should we go for a break? Because we're on the 1 hour 10.
That's fine. That'll work.
Yeah. So yeah, do 5 minute break and then we'll go into questions.
You're right.
Is that good with
I'm
you?
gonna go. Yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna go take me an ibuprofen. I got a
Right.
headache. I'll be
No
right
worries.
back.
Right. See you in 5.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Boom, and we are back. We all good?
Hold on real quick.
He's gone again.
That is so weird. What
He
in the world?
didn't pay his electricity bill. He had to pay all them toll charges.
Dude, my can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right,
All
my
good.
AirPods went out, so I don't know. It's weird.
Oh, the battery gone.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know what to do. All right. Anyways,
we can still hear you.
all right. Hold on, real quick, my man. Let me do this.
Yeah, that's cool. I was just going to get some questions up anyway.
All right, you there?
Yeah.
All right, cool. What's going on, dude?
Can you hear me?
All right.
Right. So
Yes, there's a little bit of lag.
Yeah, that might just be the pods, because I used to use my headphones and that all the time, and I noticed you get like 1 or 2 second difference, and it's just so annoying. I couldn't do it.
Yeah, here's a question: if I if I exited out and then signed back in with that link, would it still just pop me in right where you're at?
Hey, it should do. Should only take a couple of seconds.
Okay, can I do that real quick? I don't want to.
Yeah, of course you
All
can.
right, I'll be right back.
Yep. Right. Ryan, just want to check a question because yours is the first one. It's saying, does the US have choco hedgehogs? Did you mean hedgehogs? And you just forgot how to spell. There we go.
There we go. Yeah, no lag now. Thank God.
Perfect. Lip sync. Oh, good. Right. So, first question from Ryan. He wants to know, does the US have choco hedgehogs?
I'm not sure. I think we do have hedgehogs, but
chocolate ones.
I don't know about that.
I didn't even know we had them, but apparently so.
Interesting. I don't know. I really don't know, man.
Yeah. Oh, it's cereal. Oh, someone said, is it cereal? Is it cereal?
Oh. No, we don't have that. Yeah.
Oh.
No, we don't have that. I know that for sure.
They are chocolate cornflake balls.
I think we have them, but we call them by a different name.
Yeah, I used to make them in like little school. You just get a load of cornflakes, dip them in chocolate, and then the teacher would stick them in the oven for like 10, 15 minutes.
Oh, man, those sound good.
But
I wish we had those.
I don't know what. I don't ever remember them being called any of that. But anyway. Right, next one. This is from Nickname. She would like to know, hi Nathaniel, when you come to the UK, if you do, where would you like to visit?
Oh.
Now, this can be paranormal if you want, or high strangeness.
I would like to go to Savile Row.
Yeah.
I also want to go to Davidoff, London, which I love cigars, and so I want to get me a cigar from the Davidoff tobacco shop there. Other than that, I'll tell you what, this is where I'm at personally. Going to the UK for me would be more about the people, like yourself.
Yeah.
And then wherever you guys want to go, I tag along. So I don't know where I want to go specifically. I want to go everywhere. How about that?
Yeah.
It's like a really bad answer, but oh well.
No, it's good. There are a lot of interesting places. Because I know I said we weren't going to do paranormal, but I'm going to name a few of the places where, if you're going to go, you go. So you're talking like Stonehenge at Avebury, Cannock Chase, Rendlesham. Someone said York. York's a good place. There's a lot of history there. You've got Edinburgh. You've got the old underground streets.
Absolutely. I would love to visit there.
I think it's Greyfriars. There's a cemetery there. It's supposed to be one of the most haunted in the UK. So this Blackpool's like a really tacky version of New York. It's right on the coast, and it's
I could just see me
awful.
now, like going to one of those cemeteries, and then bringing back an English ghost who critiques my diet, it critiques my fashion sense.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
really
with a
looking
little list. Eats too much fatty food.
yeah, I could just and he's like, I don't know. I'm a big Frasier fan, so I can imagine like somebody like Frasier or
Oh,
Niles just ripping
yeah,
me every
Niall.
5 seconds.
Definitely
Yeah,
Niall. Yeah, just
really? You're gonna
right.
eat that? My God, stop it.
Yeah. The Judgment Ghost.
Yeah, no doubt. Here I am, just
Yep.
an old a dude from Ohio, and it's all sophisticated. But I don't know, man. There's so many places.
Yeah.
The frustrating thing for me though is if I did visit, I would want to spend more than a week there, at least. Not
You'd
just
have
to hang
to.
out with my friends, with like yourself, but to hang out in those specific locations.
Yeah. There's a place not too far from me called the Hellfire Caves. Now they're only
So
open certain I think it's from like Easter to beginning of winter, and
I
then they
think,
close during the winter months.
yeah, I think my ex lives there.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
joking.
so no. It's like what about like Loch Ness and places like that?
Yeah, I'd like to do that. Well, we're not going to paranormal here, but yeah. So I would love that. I would like to visit. I think it's Crowley's old place.
Yeah.
That would be freaky. Have you seen like the basement there? Ugh.
I've seen some photos, but I don't really remember him.
They
So
said
it was a
that
while ago.
when he would perform his rituals, that he would actually have to light a candle because even though it was daylight out, the darkness
Yeah.
would be so thick. Paranormal, but back into what we're talking.
Yeah. Strange. Very strange place. But just quickly, well, remember, I'm going Rendlesham on weather permitting, as long as it's
Yeah,
not rain. I'm going Rendlesham on Tuesday morning, and I'm
awesome.
meeting up with Alex Lovelock.
Mhm.
Now, at the moment, he's up in Scotland, and he's just been on a cruise thing around Loch Ness
Mhm.
and past Alistair Crowley's old house and what have you. So,
I heard
yeah.
I read an article that they're about to employ the biggest search for Loch Ness in history.
No,
Yeah.
they did that a while back. I think I was still at school. I remember watching it on TV. And they had these boats going across. I think there's
Mhm.
so many boats that went up all the way across. I think there's like 26 boats.
Mhm.
And there's using sonar. And they kept picking stuff up. But, excuse me, they even said in the documentary it could just be raised lake bed
Mhm.
because it was
Yeah.
just coming up. There was no definite proof as to what it was going to be.
Mhm.
And it's 26 miles long. And I think the widest point is, I think it's around about a mile.
Mhm.
So it is quite a big place.
No doubt. We'll see what they come up with. Hopefully they find it.
Yeah. Yeah. And then in next month, it's actually 30 days today. We're
Mhm.
doing a night over in Cannock Chase, the land of the black-eyed kids, Dogman, Black Orbs,
Ooh, you
Big Face Man, Pig Man,
big
or the night
faced man. That's
is.
me. You don't have to look for me, brother. I'm right in front of you, my friend. The big faced man.
So yeah, there's a few of us go. We're doing a meet up in the day, then there's some of us that are staying over.
Mhm.
We're just going to do a couple of investigations.
You going with
So,
Redford and Weatherly, or is it just
no, there's a couple of people out the chat on here that are coming.
awesome?
So it's all organised and it's all good. Sorry, 1 second. And also, I'm just going to plug something for Sunday because
Mhm.
one of the people have just come in. I'm doing an interview for Midwest, and I can never remember their name, and he's going to kill me for it. But I cannot pronounce anything today. Chiro Sounds is part of Midwest. 1 second. Let me. So Midwest Night Watchers.
Okay.
So they've been absolutely accommodating because they wanted me to go on their show, but they do it 6 p.m. Mountain Time on a Sunday, which is midnight UK time. So because I'm off work next week, so that's the only thing. I won't be going to bed till like 2:30, 3 in the morning. So I said I can either do this Sunday because I'm off work all next week, or at the end of the month we've got a bank holiday Monday. So I could do that Sunday because I'm not on the Monday, and they've changed it all around. So I'm on this Sunday. So it's 6 p.m. Central Time, but 12 midnight UK time.
It could be rough, man. There were shows that I used to do. You know,
I'm just going to sleep Monday.
You're going to have to, whether you want to or not. But trust me, I've been there. Like I actually do shows that I won't name them, but they would be beyond midnight, and then it's a 3-hour show. A 3-hour show, my friend. I did it 2 or 3 times, and finally I was like, I don't want to be booked anymore. And I told my publicist because it's like, and it's nothing against the show. They're great hosts. I love the show. I love the people. It's just me personally. By the 3rd hour, I didn't want to hear myself speak. Like I swear to you, like the host was like, "So Nathaniel, ask me a question," and I'm sitting there stupefied, like literally. And what's funny also is the other day, I'm getting burned out, man, because the other day I did 3 shows in 12 hours. And one show at 9 p.m., a show it was coast to coast from 3 to 5. So 9, got a couple hours, 3 or 4, then 3 to 5, and then 11 a.m. that day.
Wow. I put a post up on Facebook saying if you're in the UK or wherever and you've got insomnia or you're a night owl, then come and watch. Because I don't even know what I'm going to be talking about. Yeah, I've got an idea of what I'm going to
pitch,
cover.
My friend. Great pitch. If you have insomnia, I'll put you to sleep.
True story.
There we go. I saw, like back in the day, there was a church next to my church, my old church, and it said, "Have insomnia? Hear one of our sermons." And they thought like they were like, that'll get people in the door. And I'm thinking, kind of sounds like you're boring.
You got to put them to sleep. Yeah. So like I said, the only reason I can do it is because I'm not in work the Monday. So it's just, and that's the awkward bit for doing shows over your side.
Yeah.
Just because it's not so bad like on like Pacific Standard Time.
Yeah.
Because if they're doing them around between 12 midday and from 10 in the morning till 12 midday, that's like 6 to 8 p.m. over here. So it's not too bad. And if it's 2 hours, then that takes it to 10, which is what I do anyway. But then, but it's just, it's hard.
It's tough.
There's a guy, George Mitrovic. I don't know if you know him or you're friends with him. He's the Aussie guy.
Yeah.
He's been on here a few times. The last time he came on, Earl Grey was on with him. Earl Grey was co-hosting with me. Now, when he comes
awesome guy.
5 a.m. on a Saturday morning his time. And he's up, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, and raring to go. It's probably like the first time he came on, we got the time difference completely wrong. I'm phoning him up.
Yeah.
And because of the clocks going forward and back, it was now we'll do another hour on top. So it's 4 a.m.
Yeah, that happened to us our first time on a show, remember? You were like, you were waiting for me, and I was like, I'm like 30 minutes out, dude. Yeah. I've had that happen often. I'll tell you what I used to do. Because obviously you know me, and everybody knows who my heroes are. I love Paul Sinclair. I love Steve Mera, Barry Fitzgerald. I would wait because I'm such big fans of them, and I didn't want to bug them. But like sometimes I would wait, stay up the whole night till it's like 8 in the morning your time.
Yeah,
and then I'd like, So I'm working on the theory. Ding. Yeah, because I'm like, he's awake now. Can't ignore me, you know what I mean? Or and that's yeah. So I'll hit up Paul. Like Paul, it's like when I pull all nighters and researching like I did last night, which is why I have like raccoon eyes. Like Paul will call me. Paul St. Clair will call me, and we'll just chat for like hours, dude. Not hours, but like about an hour.
Yeah,
But the time
enough
difference is tough, man. Because all of it's you guys are awesome people. It's just the time difference.
It sucks. It really does. Because I chat quite regular to this Michael Kopf, who lives in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
So we chat quite a lot on WhatsApp. But it's like he messaged me this morning, but it was 4 a.m. my time, which was 10 p.m. his time.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, is it 10? Yeah, 10 p.m. It's like I don't get up till 7 a.m. now. I've changed my hours at work. I used to get up at 5:30 every morning. I did that for 3.5 years, and now I don't start. So I used to start at 6, and now start 7:45. Same company, same thing. I'm just doing like slightly different, doing the same job, but it's just a little bit different to what everyone else is doing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's better for me because then I don't have to go to bed before midnight.
Right. And that's decent, man. I remember when I started, I used to work at a Honda engine plant. It's in Anna,
Yeah.
Ohio. Great money, man. Great money, but it was a 45-minute drive one way. And so I'll never forget when I first went in, I'm almost going on 10 years ago now. This is hilarious, dude. So I was very much an undisciplined guy, okay? Staying up, eating popcorn, watching Netflix, chilling. And they wanted me there at 6 in the morning, 6 a.m. for the interview. But it's 45 minutes away. So I'm getting up at like 4:30 in the morning. And I've never done that. So I can still remember when I got home, I had enough energy to just walk in to my room. Okay. I remembered like just changing clothes and collapsing, boom, on my bed. Now, fast forward to 5 years later, 4:45 is easy, man. Give you a cup of coffee,
Yeah.
And at that point, George Norrie's already on. At that point, it was Art Bell. But yeah. Anyways, I don't know why I'm rambling about that. It's nonsense.
So good.
People are never going to listen to any of my shows anymore. They're like, "Oh God, no, we had enough of that idiot."
Yeah. No, but yeah, it's all good though. It's I just love meeting different people and becoming friends, like with yourself and Earl and George and Steve and Barry and the list goes on. And it's like, I know I've said this before. I've said it on quite a few of the shows. I did this just to talk about my encounters and going out investigating and all that kind of stuff. Never knew it would come on this far.
Right.
Because in reality, it's only been just touching 2 years. Because we had lockdown and that, and there's not a lot really in between. And then most weeks I was going out investigating the same place just to keep the channel going, just keep putting data on there. It was more that than anything else because I didn't know what else to do. And then it's just started having guests on and just becoming friends with so many people and people that in a million years I'd never ever expect to be talking to, including yourself.
Yeah, I love it. I love it, my friend. And of course, man, I think that is one of the gifts the paranormal community has.
Yeah.
And of course, there are certain curses. I mean, I've met people in the field that, you meet them and you think you know who they are. And then it's like, wait a minute, like you're hooking up with this person, that person's married. And you're like, we're all going out to eat. And you're wearing matching clothes. Like, what are we talking about, right? And I didn't know this. And I'm not obviously I'm not mentioning names, but it's scandalous stuff, man. And so you live and you learn. I've had to cut more than a few people off because you get to know them. And it's like, I had one guy. Here's a hilarious story for you, okay?
Yeah.
No names mentioned, obviously, because I'm not stupid. At least I don't think I am. Anyways, so
not yet.
I visit this location in this country, and this guy who's in the paranormal field hey Nate, I want to, Nathaniel, I want to meet with you. I'm a supporter of your research and everything. It's okay. So we meet in an Applebee's. This is my first, this is my introduction to the very first researcher in the field.
Yep.
He brings a big box, huge cardboard box into Applebee.
Right.
And he starts out by giving me all of these pamphlets, all of these plaques, all of these books he's mentioned, and it was a 2-hour presentation about this individual. It was hilarious, man. It was absolutely incredible. And I didn't care one lick. I didn't care at all. I was just sitting there like, yeah, can I get some boneless wings or something? I don't know what's going on here. But you have to weed through it. And I think, again, like yourself, getting to know good people, what I mean? Not just good researchers, but good people at heart. I think that adds more
definitely. Value. Yeah, but it's like, at the beginning, I kind of called myself a researcher. And then I just woke up one day and thought, I'm not. One, I'm too lazy. Second, I don't, because I'm working full time and with the family and everything else going on, I don't have time to do research. And if it did, it'd just be little bits here and there.
Yeah.
So I'm not a researcher. I talk to people like yourself who are researchers, do have the time to study and spend hours and hours looking into one, maybe two different things. And that the utmost respect for everyone that does that, because I just don't do it.
It's tough, man. And not just that. I was talking to someone on Facebook last night about it. When you see it, you are being seen by it. And I know we're not going to get the paranormal field, but or not the research itself, but it's expensive. Like, dude, I'm wore out. I'll pull an all-nighter and I'll get maybe 45 minutes to an hour of sleep. Yeah. And then I'm back up again and do these shows. It's worth it, though, I think. I mean, especially when you get people that'll mentor you, at least. Like, I consider Paul St. Clair a mentor of mine. I love the guy to death. And so I'll throw things at him. He'll throw things at me, ideas. Yeah. I think that's what it's all about.
Yeah, definitely. It's like my missus said to me, she said, you could do this full time, like as full time as you want to do it, as long as you're bringing in the same money or more that you're bringing in now. And it has to be constant. And it has to be constant, which I get because this ain't paying me bills, put it that way.
Yeah, and there are researchers out there, and there's literally, I'm not exaggerating here, maybe a handful that have they've moved themselves through the ranks to now their career is set. They have books published, and I'll tell you what's crazy, man. Even outside of the paranormal field, my dad had a Hebrew linguist that he flew out to our house one year. His name was Brad Scott. Major influence on me. He was on History Channel, on like the Lost Ark and all kinds of stuff. He blew my mind, and this is what I aspire to, Andy. It blew my mind. We were sitting at Chipotle eating, and I said, "Hey, man," it's my dad actually. He asked Brad. He goes, "Hey, Brad," he goes, "You mind if I ask you a kind of a personal question? You all right? You good?"
Yeah.
Okay, you're right. I'm like, okay.
No, just checking something on the screen. Sorry.
Okay, yeah. He goes, Brad. He goes, you're putting out DVDs, CDs, books, all this stuff. He goes, how much are you making off of these tapes? He goes, just from my DVDs and my CDs, I'm making $200,000 a year. So, right, what has to happen in the field somehow is that these researchers that are full time, there has to be something to where they can finance their research, right? Because these books are expensive. Like, let me think about it real quick. Eros and Evil was expensive. Spirit Possession. I have a lot of books that are pretty expensive, but the deeper you get into the literature, the harder these books are to find. And then once you find them, you have to buy it. So I give kudos to people who are out there that are actually doing the work, right, without being funded or financed by some private group. They're just out there in the grassroots doing it for you know, doing it for the field.
Yeah. See, that's it. It's like I do it because I enjoy doing it, and it's a hobby. But say I would love to be able to do this 24/7.
Right.
But financially, it's just not happening. So it's
It's
just
hard.
one of them, isn't it?
Yeah, it's hard to get there. And I mean, obviously, all of us researchers are like, man, maybe we're going to do a billionaire who's interested in maybe another Robert Bigelow or something who can find it.
Yeah. Sponsor.
That'd be
You see a
amazing.
sponsorship. That's it. Oh, the lotto, win the lottery.
Yeah, and you know what? That reminds me. That's where I'm thinking of. Okay, so let me back up. I was talking to Greg Harwood from Higher Side Chats, and because I was on his show the other day, and Greg told me,
Yeah.
he's like, man, he goes, you need to start a Patreon. And I'm thinking of doing that, you know, because if it's crowdfunded, then I can take that income and apply it purely to the research, right?
Yeah.
And then take what I'm learning and give it back to the community. So it's a really good trade-off, if you will.
Yeah. 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 Well, that's why, because I can do the paid membership on YouTube and the super chat. If anyone like to do any super chat, I'm not going to stop you. And all that, even though YouTube take their cut, that you've got to hit a certain threshold before you can touch it. But once I can get any from that, it will go straight back into this. Whether it's going to cover the cost of StreamYard, the cost of the podcast, just the running costs of everything that I do, because we've got the website, the email, StreamYard, the music, what you so I don't pay the copyright on it, and something else. But yeah, it's costs a few quid a month to run.
Right.
But even if it's like every other month, that helps cover the cost. It's better for me because then I can go to the better locations to do live investigations. I can travel that bit further because I can use that money, even if it's just towards fuel or something. It just makes it that a little bit easier to do.
Right, absolutely.
And it, at the same time, give something back to those that are helping keeping the channel up and running.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
It's a relationship, my friend. It's a relationship.
Yeah.
And yeah, it does cost money. I mean, even if you finance trips, you know what I mean? Like, okay, if I wanted to go to some location in the world or just even the country, it costs money. And that's why I give kudos, like I said before, and I'll say it again. A lot of these researchers I know personally that, you know, 9 to 5 job and then plus full-time. Full-time researching.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. And I find that advertising yourself for yourself is the best way of doing it.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
but
I enjoy it, regardless of whether there's any money involved or not. I enjoy doing it, and that's what I was trying to get at. So, and that's what it's about.
It is building relationships with people, and I'll tell you what, man, the paranormal field has been kind to me. You know, I'm especially being a demonologist researching ufology and abduction phenomena. I've been told before, you know, that it's funny when they hear demonologist, they're like, "Oh my God, no!" And then they just cancel me right off the bat. I'll tell you what, there was a parapsychologist he's famous, actually, not famous, but you know, years ago, when I was studying consciousness and the aspect of the unclean spirit of biblical antiquity, I messaged him. I'm like, man, I'm a huge fan of yours. First of all, this is what I said.
Yeah.
Hey, so-and-so, I know you don't know me, but my name is Nathaniel Gillis. I'm a religious demonologist, and I really love your research. Instant response. I'm thinking, sweet. One of my heroes of the field, man. You know, I got a hold of him.
Yeah.
Hope I'm not bugging him. Oh, dude, he's shouting all over me. All over me. The first thing out of his mouth was, "You're right, I don't know who you are. And I don't want to. I don't believe in demons, and if you're familiar with my work, you should know that." And I was like, oh, wow. Never mind. Just complete. I mean, And you know, people message me all the time, right? All the
Yeah.
time. I've got phone calls in the middle of the night, all the time, and I've never ever been like that to anybody, and I can't imagine someone being like that to me. Anyways, but other than that experience and a couple of others, the paranormal community has been very welcoming to a
Yeah.
non-Catholic demonologist, which is very rare.
Yeah, but it's like when you was first coming on the show, because I think I'd got in touch with you before I spoke to Michelle Freed,
Mhm.
and we was having a bit of a chat, and it's like I'd heard of demonology, and I thought the same thing. It was dark magic. That's what I believed it was. I didn't really know that much about it,
Yeah.
so I thought, regardless, it's something different.
Mhm.
But then when you came on and started talking about it, it's like, oh, right, I get it now.
Yeah, yeah,
And that was it. And it's just giving person that chance to talk about what it actually is.
absolutely. And I appreciate that, man. I really do. It's and I've there have been shows that there's specifically one that I haven't been on. I've been on pretty much all of them. You know what I mean? All of them.
Yeah.
Because my very first show was Coast to Coast. Check this out. This is gonna blow your mind, dude. It's so funny. I'm a researcher some days, and then now I'm a bro. Right? Today I'm a bro, so that's just me today.
Yeah.
But years ago, I went out with a friend for some chicken wings and a couple beers.
Yeah.
And I got home and I'm thinking, you know what? I'm doing all this research and I'm putting all this work in. I said, I think I'm just going to email Coast to Coast. I'm going to email them. I'm going to email them. So my name's Nathaniel Gillis. I didn't even know who I was emailing. I just picked an email address. And I emailed him and I said, listen, my name is Nathaniel Gillis. I have a new approach to demonology. Was wondering if I could at least have a 5-minute conversation with you to pitch you some of my research for a possible appearance. I swear to you, within 5 minutes, ding, call me. My very first show ever, man. And so I'm on the phone. This is me, okay? Is this cool? I know it's not, we're not talking about paranormal research, but this is on.
Yeah.
This is me. Hello? Nathaniel. Yeah. All right, you got 5 minutes. Go ahead. No, I'm just kidding. You know what I mean? And so I pitched it, and the next thing you know, I'm on with George Norrie, and I had, all right, this is gonna blow your guys' minds. Now, this is not intentionally paranormal, okay?
That's fine. That's fine.
All right, watch this. So I had to have a landline. So my grandmother, my late grandmother, puts a landline in for me, just out of kindness. She always wanted me to be on Coast to Coast. I finally am a landline. Well, so I do the show, and then she had breast cancer, went into bone cancer. Well, one night she is in the hospital and she's dying, and I'm crying, like I'm devastated. I'm at the house, and the family's there with her, but they didn't know she was that bad. They just thought she had pneumonia. Anyways, so I'm just watching TV. All of a sudden, I get a phone call, and on my phone it says Carol Staten. It's coming from my grandmother who was in a coma. Right? I'm holding the phone, and it says Carol Staten. So at first, I thought it was her boyfriend at the time. So whatever, I don't know that guy at all. So I click no. Sent the voicemail. I swear to you, Clay called me again. It called me 3 separate times, and then when I called the number back, it's going to blow your mind. I got chills. It was the landline she put in for me. It was in her name. Ugh. And to this day, I wish to God today I would have answered it. Now, she even left a voicemail. This is going to freak you out too. Okay?
Yeah.
In the voicemail, you could hear her vitals.
Really?
The beeping. Weird as hell.
But even though like you were sat at the side of her and all this is going on.
Well, okay, so that was at the house. I was at my house. What happened was she got sick. They took her to the hospital. They thought it was just pneumonia. And so while they're at the hospital, they induced her to a coma and it just went boom. And that's, she passed, I think, a couple of days later. But she was literally unconscious. And like, I'm getting phone calls. It's weird. I can't explain it. It sounds a lot like Phone Calls from the Dead or something, that book.
Well, I'm guessing you've seen that.
Yeah, it's incredible.
I can't remember the full proper title to it, but it's like a lot of the famous Americans, half of the ones I've not heard, and I'm sure it's called Phone Calls from the Dead or Phone Calls from the Other Side.
Yeah, it's called Phone Calls from the Dead.
Yeah,
I think it's Bill Hall.
And they're like, they can hear like the best mate died in a car crash like a couple of hours before, and they can hear him talking. He's all screaming and like fire and smashing and everything going on behind him.
Oh,
yeah, nah.
No, I mean, and it freaks me out for the lone reason that if this is not her, what is it?
Well, it's something or somebody.
Yeah, something.
But then if you're hearing all the machines clicking and bleeping, I couldn't think of it being anything else.
Me neither. Yeah, it was a wild time, man. But yeah, so I did Coast to Coast, and then literally, I'm not exaggerating.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, like I was booked for the whole year, and then now here I am, Andy, hanging out with my dude, chilling. People are not going to want to watch my interviews anymore because they're like, no.
You will. They'll always want to watch it. They get better. They get better in time.
I'll tell you what, my first interview, I was stumbling over my words. I mean, imagine being put in front of 3.5 million people your very first time in an interview. I was sweating bullets, Hail Mary in every 5 seconds. Hail Mary for me. I was just like nervous as heck. But anyways, I'll shut up. I don't want to keep rambling about that.
No, it's all good, mate. It's all good. Right, we are going to have to wrap this up soon because we're coming up to the 2-hour mark.
That's fine.
But I was going to say, yeah, you're more than welcome to come on whenever you want. No problem.
I would love to. The research I was doing before we go, because I know we have a little bit.
Yeah.
Just, someone reached out to me, employed CE5 protocols, and a full-bodied apparition manifested to her.
Right.
What?
See, I didn't even know that. I understand CE5 and kind of how it works.
Yeah.
But I didn't think there was getting like full. I just thought it was like UFOs and stars and light people and all that. I didn't realize it was head to toe.
It's supposed to be, right? It's supposed to be. And yet, this gets back to a lecture I did on Link Project. Who's conjuring who here? Right? Who's conjuring who here? And so that's what I was doing last night. And then early this morning, I was researching the fact that when these beings manifest as Jesus, we have a body of work of Jesus. And so if they tell me something that the historical Jesus would not have said,
yeah,
you can dismiss it. But the problem is, what does an alien believe? We cannot test them like we can test their images. Does it make sense? We can't say. So it's literally, we're just taking their word for it, which in many cases doesn't make sense. I mean, are they alien? Or if they are alien, then that would mean that the kids that are being abducted by Mickey Mouse, that's Mickey Mouse, isn't it?
Well,
that's another show.
Cloaking, isn't it?
Yeah, man.
There's just so much more going on that we know nothing about. As soon as you think you're getting somewhere, it's just another level comes down. It's like, no, now you've got this.
Yeah,
and just ups the game even more.
Absolutely. In many cases, the phenomenon evolves in order to evade.
Yes.
Yeah, so when you're dealing with a species of something with a capital S that evolves according to your awareness of it, as soon as your eyes adjust to the darkness, a darker darkness manifests.
Yeah, Alien Woods has put Jinn shapeshifters. That's pretty much what they are. They've got to be shape-shifting to.
Yeah, it's not just technology.
No.
Yeah, I had a case study. A woman reached out to me one time about how she thought that she was making love to her husband, and it wasn't her husband. And it was afterwards that she's looking at his facial structure, and she's noticing different things that are inconsistent with the man. Which
slightly different detail. Yeah. Oh, sorry. I've got a couple of questions for you before we go.
Okay.
So I'll do two quick ones first. First one from Ryan. What's your favorite sitcom?
Oh my God, Frasier, hands down. sorry. I had that answer like right behind me ready. It was a softball. Frasier, of course. Niles, Frasier, Martin, Daphne, Ross. I watch it every day, every night. People ask me all the time, like, how do I unplug after research or after a cleansing? I put in Frasier, like hands down. It's British. They call it highbrow British humor is what they call it. But I love it. It's amazing.
It is good. It is good. Right. Next one is from Nickname. What is your favorite movie?
Dark City by Alex Rojas. Dark City was the blueprint for The Matrix. They came out around the same time, but yeah, absolutely. And I like the nostalgia, the noir feeling of Dark City. If you haven't seen it, watch it. And you're going to want to buy it because it'll start to kind of put pieces together regarding what we're researching.
Right.
Great questions, man.
Cool. Thank you. And last question is high strangeness. So I'm going to ask it anyway because he's not been on for a while. So this is from Blue Shift. He wants to know, has Nathaniel ever thought of creating a tulpa?
I don't know that I already have it.
I was going to say, if you haven't already.
Well, years ago, I went to bed one night on a Friday night, and in the middle of my dream of being mounted, there was a female, it was an entity that was featureless. It looked like my ex if you turn the lights off on her. Is this cool? We got like 2 minutes, 1 minute.
Yeah, you got a few minutes, yeah.
Okay. So, anyways, in the dream, there's this being that's mounting me. Her legs, and I'm in a dream fighting her off.
Yeah.
And then I wake up and I'm hitting my ex because I thought it's her. I'm trying to figure out, okay, is that you? I kept saying, is that you? Is that you? And then she leans up and looks and sees it and says, what is that? And when that happened, right, it's there. Yeah. So what my point here is that it was not just in my dreams, it was physically on me. So it was present in both realities.
So technically it's a tulpa.
Something. And that gets back to the idea of, okay, are they manifesting to us or are they manifesting through us?
So this thing is, everything's energy, isn't it? And frequency. And so if you can, so it's like Freddy Krueger, isn't it? But you know, Wes Craven, he thought of that idea because he used to share a room with his brother and weird stuff like that was going on when they were growing up. He'd wake up crying. His brother would be fighting with someone and they'd be pulling things out of his dream with him. And that's where he got the idea from with Freddy Krueger.
Interesting. Because my dad's old pastor, Hashir, his father was a guy that would fast and pray. It was very, very unique. He would fast, dude, for like 30 days. Every year he would do 2 40-day fasts. He was talking about how one night he was asleep and his brother, they both shared a room, and there was a stick that kept poking him through the wall. This is weird. And he finally grabbed the stick and he thought it was a dream until he woke up with it in his hand.
Yep. I don't think he'd ever sleep again.
That's right. I forgot you guys got to go to bed after this. Sorry.
I've got like an hour before I need to be in bed. So
Yeah, man. But I appreciate you having me on. And
oh no, it's been great.
thank you, man. I had
It's
a
been
blast.
always great having you on. It's awesome.
Thank you.
But just before we do go, on Friday, I'm joined by Agnost and co-host Preston Dennett.
Awesome.
So that will be a good one. Sunday night, I'm on. Why do I keep forgetting? Midwest Night Watchers, midnight on Sunday. So please do join, especially you guys over the pond, because it'll be like normal time for you lot. And oh wait, just waiting for my calendar to open. The calendar's updated, isn't it, on the PC? So when you open it now, it's part of Outlook, and it never used to be. So then you have to wait another 2-3 minutes for everything to upload. Yeah, so I'll be well doing Rendlesham on Tuesday.
Don't get a doctor.
Yeah. Oh, got Paul Blake Smith on Wednesday. And then next Friday, got Nick Vellante. He's coming on. So,
Awesome.
and then the following Wednesday, me and Chris Meek are going to, for everything else, you will. Oh, no, there's nothing on the Friday on the 25th because I'm going to the Awakening, the Steve Mayer and Barry Fitzgerald. But I'm going to try and do a live stream while I'm there. So whether it's going to be from inside or in a car park or in a field round the corner or whatever, there's going to be some live stream at some point.
Live stream from the bathroom.
It's going to be they're all somewhere while I'm there.
Washing their hands like, what is this, bro? Like, what are you doing?
Oh, I tell you, I've got coming on Graham Phillips, Andrew Collins' mate. He's coming on the 30th of this month. So
good deal.
Got a good lineup this month. So I want to thank you again for coming on.
No
Absolute
problem,
pleasure. And you didn't give me out attack tonight. So for those that don't know, I sent him the link last night and he's like, oh no, sorry bro, I'm running late. I'm like, no, it's not tonight.
And then you're questioning,
like,
is it?
I'm messing him out, laughing my ass off. So,
hey, I got you pretty good, my friend. But yeah, dude, I love you guys. I mean, you guys are awesome. You guys are precious. I just always have a blast with you guys, man. So I'll see you next time.
Yeah. Well, obviously, we'll keep in touch as we do, and we'll sort something out. So,
all right, brother.
Take care, everyone. Good night, and see you on Friday. So, from me, Nathan, it's good night. See you all then.